Welcome back to 843 TV. Joining us now is BJ Payne. He is head coach of the Hilton Head Island High School Seahawks in his 5th year. Welcome, BJ.
Thank you for having me.
BJ, you have recently nominated or were awarded Coach of the Year by the Carolina Panthers, which is an awesome award. As a result, you got to go to the Pro Bowl. That had to be really awesome. Tell us about that experience.
It was a great experience. I was down there for 3 days, getting a chance to watch the Pro Bowl players and watch practice and the game, and then be around some of the best high school coaches in the country. I was joking with Joe Mominier and saying I'm the only guy who probably was there who has not won a state championship and might never will. And there were guys there who have won 5, 10 state championships, and having the opportunity to speak with them and learn from them some different ideas that they have with their program, both X's and O's and more importantly off the field, I thought was a great experience. So, you know, thank you to the Carolina Panthers and the NFL. It was an amazing experience, first class all the way.
Tell us about some of the NFL players you saw.
It was kind of neat the way they did it. They set up different luncheons and stuff like that, and I had an opportunity to speak with Greg Olson for the Panthers, being their representative, and then also meeting Richard Sherman, which, you know, getting a chance to watch him play all the time, and then the greatest of all time, Charles Woodson, you know, had the opportunity to meet him, and then obviously seeing some guys in the past who I've had the opportunity to work with one-on-one, like Ezekiel Elliott, was a great experience overall.
So you mentioned some things that were positives. As far as your role as a coach, what have you gained from getting the opportunity to talk with some of these players and coaches?
I just think, you know, some of the different things that they do within their program that were different. Bonded with a couple guys specifically, you know, a coach from New Orleans, coach from Kansas City, and seeing some things that they do, you know, within their program. It was really neat actually getting a chance to speak with the coach from New Orleans because they went through Katrina and us recently going through Hurricane Matthew, and some of the things, and obviously, you know, there were 2 different things to the variances of what happened to each community, you know, with those hurricanes. But, you know, hearing some of the things that they did and sharing some of the things that we did, I thought was a great experience.
Coach, you had a couple of your players in the last couple of days commit to play further into college. Can you tell us about that?
We did. We had basically 6 guys, even though 1 guy went mid-year. Tyler Hamilton went to Purdue at mid-year. Bryce Singleton signed with FIU. He ended up with about 15 offers and chose Florida International. Fell in love with the school, the coaching staff, and fell in love with Miami, which I always say, who doesn't? And then we had Harvey King went on to Savannah State University. And then we had 3 young men go to Limestone, Pug Robinson, Jose Guyton, and PJ Franklin. We still have 2 more players that are still making their decisions on where they're going to go. So it's the largest group we've had of football players to sign on sign-a day with 6, and here within the next couple of weeks we'll be up to 8. So extremely proud of those guys for taking care of their work in the classroom as well as on the field.
And besides this group that are just coming through, in your past few seasons, you've had plenty of other guys go on to collegiate sports, which is really a great thing. What is it about what you're doing on your program that is helping that happen?
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with the exposure that we give kids, getting them out to different camps and combines, as well as, you know, making them understand the importance of their academics. Because at the end of the day, if they don't take care of the academic piece, they're not going to have the opportunity no matter how talented they are. Getting kids to understand that there's 2,000 of them in the country. Now, 1,900 of them might not have the grades, but there's 2,000 of them in the country. There's fast kids everywhere, there's big kids everywhere, there's athletic kids everywhere. So getting them to understand that and getting them exposure, and you know, our guys have done a great job, which helps our younger kids. They go to college, and not only do they go to college, but they're successful both on the field and in the classroom. Every guy that we have that's playing college ball right now has over a 3.0 in college. Most of them are making the dean's list or the you know, the honor roll of their conference. Like Puno Ford made the dean's list for the Big 12 athletic conference, as well as being an all Big 12 performer. Those things really help, and like Michael Julian graduated in 3.5 years. So college coaches know when they recruit our guys, they're going to come there and be successful both on the field and in the classroom.
And it's also important too, as as they think of making the jump to the next level of the NFL, the percentage is so small that they take care of their stuff in the classroom, so when they get out to the real world and have to get a job, they're prepared.
It is. You know, Michael Julian, for example, you know, he's at Toledo and he's been there 3.5 years, already has his degree. By the time he leaves there, he'll have his master's as well. Puna Ford had the option this year, after his 3rd year there, to come out and enter the draft. He was projected as a 4th or 5th round pick by experts, but he had made a promise to his family and to his grandma specifically that he would get his degree before he left. And you know, our kids understanding the importance of that, you know, and him knowing that, you know, he's got to have his degree because, you know, the NFL thing, just like anything else, can change overnight. So having his degree, that's one thing nobody can ever take from him.
Now, BJ, in the spring, you host the American Football Camp, and it's had some pretty good, well-known collegiate talent. And as a matter of fact, you had one go on to the NFL that was just here 2 years ago, whom you got the opportunity to watch playing the Pro Bowl. So tell us about that.
Yeah, it was a really awesome experience. You know, we've had several guys that have gone on from there to play in the NFL. But Ezekiel Elliott, who was at our camp 2 years ago, made the Pro Bowl. It was kind of a neat experience because we were on the field watching NFC practice, and then they kind of moved us to the sideline to watch. Well, at that point, Zeke saw me. He came over and jumped on my back and said, no, this guy's not going anywhere. He's staying out here with me. So sat on the field with him for practice for about 10 minutes. What a great kid! You know, deserves everything he's gotten in life, and it was a really great experience to see him have that opportunity to go on and shine.
And what a neat opportunity for our local young kids to come out to your camp and see potential NFL stars. So that's really awesome.
Upcoming year, next year, the American Football Camp. Can you tell us about that and maybe a hint on who's going to be here?
Yeah, we're running the All-American Football Camp from May 19th to the 21st this year. It's always the weekend before the Memorial Day weekend. It was really hard for us to try to find a crew that could top last year's staff. You know, we had Deshaun Williams here, Mike Williams, Cam Sutton, Jalen Reeves-Maben, Alvin Kamara, Raekwon McMillan. But this year, we've already gotten agreements to come from Lamar Jackson, who will be our first Heisman winner, Hunter Renfrow from Clemson, along with Christian Wilkins from Clemson, J.T. Barrett from Ohio State, Sony Michel from Georgia, Nick Chubb from Georgia, Puna Ford's coming back, and we're still working on adding more guys as well, Jake Bentley from South Carolina. So we really work hard to bring in the best players in the country, and I think we're able to do that for the youth of Beaufort County every year.
BJ, thank you for joining us today and sharing all that. Good luck to you as you plan your camp for this year. And thank you all for watching another episode of 843 TV.
Where communities come to speak.